Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. The Tenkaichi Budokai of the Dragon Ball series is one of the best things to look forward to as it brings the strongest fighters in the world together to test their skills and find out who is the strongest of them all. So today I'd like to show you all the best fights in the world tournaments from both Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to Damien TRM, the Space Duck Gaming Rants and Reviews, Shadi Samir, if I'm saying that correctly, John McCain, and Skyblock Universe. Thank you all my fellow Scorpions for staying tuned to my channel and enjoying what I have in store for you. Now, with that said, let's begin. Number 10, Yamcha vs. Tien. This was a pretty intense fight from the start. Both fighters kept taunting each other as soon as they met. Okay, more like they kept talking shit, but that's what got us pumped up to see them fight. Yamcha had been trained by Master Roshi, so we knew he had gotten a lot stronger than before, and Tien had been trained by Master Suru, which both Master Roshi and Master Suru happened to be old friends who became rivals. Yamcha seemed to be at the same level as Tien, but in the outcome, things got tougher and Yamcha could no longer keep up with Tien. Even the Kamehameha caused no damage on Tien, and he was able to reflect it back to him. In the end, Tien knocked Yamcha out with a swift kick in the ribs. But although Yamcha had already been knocked out, Tien landed his knee on him, breaking Yamcha's leg. Luckily, he was already unconscious when Tien broke his leg. Number 9, Ranfan vs. Nam. This fight was a simple one. Not much fighting involved, but it was hot and hilarious. We got to see Ranfan use her seductive body to try and win the fight. Nam was clearly not ready for this, but he luckily didn't let it get the best of him as he managed to win the fight. Now, if it was Jackie Chun, aka Master Roshi, fighting against Ranfan, I think he clearly would have lost the fight since he gets easily distracted by a gorgeous girl. That would have been hilarious but quite a disappointing outcome. Number 8, Goku vs. Jackie Chun. Here we have the master versus the student. This was the first fight I was ever looking forward to as a kid, and I expected to see Goku win in the end, as he seemed to be defeating everyone that got in his way so far. The fight went on and on with both fighters refusing to go down. They even kept changing it up with different techniques and tactics to try and win the fight, but as Jackie Chun came up with something new, Goku retaliated with something new as well. It was interesting from beginning to end, and at one point even Goku turned into a giant ape. That I clearly did not expect to see at a tournament. Number 7, Mighty Mask vs. Android 18. I freaking loved this fight. It wasn't just a great match, but it was funny as hell. Goten and Trunks were pretending to be Mighty Mask and they put up a good fight against Android 18, but they had a difficult time trying with one carrying the other and the other trying to punch her. One of the funniest parts is when Trunks tells Goten to do something and help him fight by kicking her while Trunks throws punches, and if they win, he'll give him some of his toys. So you got Android 18 trying to fight this weird looking guy who punches and kicks at the same time. It looks so funny and I'm surprised that Android 18 was able to take them on that way. Number 6, Jackie Chun vs. Tien. I wasn't expecting this fight to be one of the best fights in the world tournaments, to be honest. But to my surprise, I loved it. Master Roshi proved that even though he hadn't been training for years, in fact his old looks sure as hell are deceiving, because I thought Tien was gonna win throughout the fight, but instead it appeared as both fighters were identically equal. Neither of them got knocked out. They just kept going and going, leaving many bruises on each other. I wanted to add this fight to Tien's greatest moments, but throughout the series he's proven himself to take on tougher opponents and being better than ever. I believe this is the perfect spot to put this fight to make the list. Number 5, Trunks vs. Goten. Before they took on Android 18, they made it to the finales in the kids division, and holy shit, was this fight insane or what? We got Goku's son versus Vegeta's son. Who couldn't possibly think this would be epic? These kids had everyone looking up at them as they fought in the air most of the time. The fight ended up with Goten stepping outside the arena, but imagine how things could have turned out if they both went Super Saiyan and went all out just like Goku did when he was a kid. I think things could have turned out differently. Don't you think? Number 4, Tien vs. Goku. Tien had already won the fight against Yamcha and Jackie Chun, so his final opponent was against Goku, and both competitors were giving it their best to prove who is the better fighter. The only problem was that Master Sewer wanted Goku dead after hearing that Goku killed his brother Tao Pai Pai. So he interfered, getting Chaozu to paralyze Goku to leave him open for punishment. But after Tien had gotten some friendly advice from Master Roshi, Tien was slowly starting to understand that fighting for justice is a part of his destiny. He evened things out by letting Goku lay some hits on him as well without fighting back. And after they were evenly matched, they continued to go all out, but this time Tien was no longer aiming to kill Goku, but instead just have a great fight. Number 3, Krillin vs. Goku. When this fight came up, we knew the winner would be Goku, but this didn't mean that the fight wouldn't be entertaining now, would it? Well, as you can see, the fight was phenomenal. Krillin really came up with some new tactics, and of course he had to since his opponent was Goku, the one character who seemed to be at the top of his martial arts. Krillin had to eventually grab Goku's tail, which was his greatest weakness, and use it in the way so he can win the match. But even that wasn't enough to take down Goku, as he gave us all a big surprise. Goku had been training his tail to no longer be his weakness, so in case anyone were to grab his tail, it would no longer feel as if someone's grabbing his privates. Number 2, Videl vs. Spopovich. This is probably one of the fights everyone remembers. And why? Because Videl gets a brutal beatdown by Spopovich. Even after she twisted his neck, he still gets back up and continues pulverizing her. She tried everything she could to take him down, but Spopovich was not any normal human being anymore. He was being controlled by Babidi the same way Vegeta was controlled, so he was given an increase in strength, and no matter what Videl could do to him, there was no stopping this fighter. She should have tried something else other than brute force. Big guys like this are usually easy to take down, and she proved that she could take him down if it wasn't for Babidi's control over him. But that doesn't mean he can't get knocked out of the arena. Number 1, Goku vs. Piccolo. You all knew this one had to be number 1. After defeating Demon King Piccolo, we awaited patiently to see his son Piccolo fight against Goku. And after finally seeing it, holy crap, were we not expecting to see these results. Piccolo is a Namekian, and Namekians tend to have special powers to which we never knew about, such as growing into a giant or sprouting a new limb after losing one. Piccolo was like Goku, he refused to lose the fight. This was the time we got to see Piccolo demonstrate how much of a badass he truly is, and he's clearly changed after that fight. And we can honestly say that we are glad to have him as a part of the Z Fighters, because now he will be competing in the fight against 5 of the best fighters of Universe 6 in Dragon Ball Super. Let's hope to see Piccolo one of the victors, or at least take one of them down. Well, that's it for the top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, put a thumbs up. And if there are any other videos you would love to request, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want a shout out, a video request, or you want to ask me a question for the next Q&A video, I strongly recommend you post it on my Facebook page. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it really helps me out a lot. And I'll be sure to let you know when I post up more videos. This is Score saying, have an awesome day.